Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for holding this important hearing to examine the impacts of this Missouri flood and the strategies for potential management reforms that will help mitigate the consequences of such flooding in the future. We really appreciate your time. This summer, as Congressman King so vividly articulated, I saw for myself the devastation caused by the flooding along the Missouri. In Nebraska communities from Blair to Brownsville, I witnessed the hardships imposed upon families, individuals, communities, farmers. I saw the efforts of volunteers and city crews armed with sandbags working day and night to protect home, businesses, parks, and city infrastructure. I saw the successful measures taken at our two nuclear energy power facilities in Brownville and Fort Calhoun to ensure the floodwaters posed no further threat to public safety. Frankly, Mr. Chairman, it was a bit surreal to see a boat tied to a nuclear power plant. Nebraska, like other states along the Missouri River Basin, was hit very hard. Families' lives were turned upside down. Some Nebraskans lost their homes. Others lost farms and businesses. A recent analysis commissioned by the Nebraska Farm Bureau estimated the total impacts of the flood related to Nebraska agriculture is set at about $190 million. According to the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency, public assistance estimates for damage from the flooding are in excess of $150 million. Individual assistance has exceeded $3.7 million, and small business assistance is more than $3.6 million. Overall projection of damages along the Missouri River total more than $2 billion, as we've heard. I know that many employees of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers worked very hard during the period of the flooding to keep citizens informed of water levels and threats to public safety while providing direct and technical assistance. They also remained accessible through various avenues of contact with the public and through government agencies. During and after the flooding events, though, many of my constituents questioned river management decisions made by the Corps, and these decisions impact on the severity of the flooding. While it is clear that certain areas affecting the Missouri River experienced record amount of snowmelt and precipitation this year, creating record levels of runoff, it is necessary that we thoroughly examine how existing river management policies have played a role in the flooding and its dramatic impacts. We must also take this opportunity to consider new strategies for flood control moving forward. The 2011 flood and its extraordinary consequences necessitate a reevaluation of river management. To this end, I have joined several of my colleagues here, the Missouri River Basin members of Congress, in supporting legislative efforts to compel a reassessment of upstream management for the purpose of preventing catastrophic flooding events that negatively impact all Missouri River users. One of these proposals by Mr. King, H.R. 2942, would direct the Chief of the Army Corps of Engineers to revise the Missouri River Mainstream Reservoir System Master Water Control Manual to ensure greater storage capacity to prevent serious downstream flooding. Upstream reservoirs would be required to remain low enough to accommodate high levels of runoff and prevent devastating downstream flooding. On a related matter, earlier this month I introduced H.R. 3347 to exempt any road, highway, or bridge damaged by a natural disaster, including a flood, from duplicative environmental document reviews if the road, highway, or bridge is reconstructed in the same location. We must do all that is possible to help prevent another tragedy. For the sake of public safety, a reassessment of the Corps' Missouri River policies is in order. It is my hope that today's hearing will be a constructive first step in this regard, and I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the time.